Hello, thank you. I'm Don O'Shea. I'm the president of New College, and welcome. New College is delighted to host this wonderful event, the Environmental Summit. I'm biased, of course. New College is an extraordinary institution. It has the third highest proportion of students who go on to earn doctorates in science and engineering in the country. So you might ask who's in front of us. Well, one's Caltech, one's Harvey Mudd, then there's New College, over 16% go on, and then there's MIT, and then there's Reed and Swarthmore. It ranks, I could go on with data points, I won't, but for those and other reasons, it always ranks 5th or 6th among public liberal arts colleges in the country. And there again, you might ask who's in front. Well, it's the military academies, West Point, Annapolis, and Air Force Academy. They are liberal arts colleges. They're primarily undergraduate institutions, and students have a core curriculum that covers lots of stuff. They of course, spend a heck of a lot more money per student than we do. They have more, otherwise we'd spend it as well. One of the things, though, is the college and its students have had a long commitment to both community engagement and the environment. Our environmental studies program was founded in 1974. It was less than a decade after the college was founded, and it began a 44-year-old tradition of students researching environmental issues in the region. We've been the convener, I just learned this, but of 2 symposia on the local environment. The first, the Sarasota Bay Scientific Information Symposium in 1987, which actually launched the Sarasota Bay National Estuary Program. The other one, the Sarasota Bay Watershed Symposium in 2012. And now there's a shorter gap. We're very proud to be the locale of the 2018 Environmental Summit. The summit was launched by the Science and Environmental Council of Southwest Florida. That council is our community's hub of environmental leadership and trusted environmental scientists, educators, policy experts. It's really an unusual and a very good model of facilitated collaboration that has worked for almost 2 decades. It was founded in 2001, and New College was one of the founding members. And it now comprises more than 30 science-based environmental organizations in Sarasota and Manatee counties. The council recognizes that our natural environment is the foundation of our economy and quality of life. And in fact, it's more than the foundation. Our lives, both individual and social, are inextricably linked with the environment. And the more we learn about ourselves, and whatever scale we look at things, the microscale, the nanoscale, a more global scale, the more we realize that we do not stand alone. Our bodies, our cells, even at that level, host either microorganisms or colonies of complicated proteins that bear relations similar in relation to us as we do to other species and the environment around us. We act on each other at all levels, and we're all interdependent. The Council leverages the expertise and resources of our members to increase environmental understanding and to facilitate connection of best science and best policy. And it's completely necessary these days, not just these days, but in this state and unfortunately in this country, where some of our governmental organizations have pulled back, and in some cases done an about-face and headed 180 degrees in exactly the wrong direction. But it's so important to have a kind of loosely coupled organizations like this that do so much. And the combined impact, educational and economic, of council member organizations is significant and highly non-trivial. Together we provide over 780 jobs, and that's an underestimate, and engaged 1,200 volunteers. Annual gate attendance is $1.8 million. It hosts over 1,000 community outreach events each year, attended by about 890,000 people. And if you do the arithmetic, there's 365 days in a year, so you got over 1,000 events. That's almost, that's 3 events a day, and you divide 890,000 by 365. That's about 3,000 people daily. It's really incredible. Actually, I may have done that arithmetic wrong. 2,000, sorry. But at any rate, it's still incredible. It delivers 4,400 environmental education programs each year to 132,000 people. And so this summit is an ambitious and outstanding example of the terrific work that the SEC does. It's also, and I can't help a personal opining of something, it's also an outstanding example of the plight of a poor president at a lively college. You're always the last to find out about something. In fact, I remember meeting the president of another college, one who, in fact, who'd been a professor of environmental science, complaining about the job and saying that she felt like a mushroom, kept in the dark and covered in dark, warm, organic matter. At any rate, I found out about the summit, not as you might guess, from my wonderful colleague who's on the board and just down the hall from me, not from one of our equally wonderful environmental faculty, but I was shopping at Whole Foods in the cheese section, and I ran into Elizabeth Moore, who told me that she was funding this, or helping fund this terrific summit at New College. And so I said, oh, thanks. And then I said, what summit? And and at any rate, here I am. But and I don't think she's here. I don't see her. But when she does come, I know she'll be thanked for helping on this. And now I'd like to introduce Jennifer Schaefer, who's the co-executive director of the Science and Environmental Council in Southwest Florida. Have a great council. Thanks. Have a great meeting.